Hey everybody, so there are new challenges in the game now, and what I want to do is break them down one by one, starting with the bio node, which was the most requested one. First of all, I'm going to say there's a lot of great videos from other content creators right now, particularly with Remenex, about some teams you can use. I'm going to show a different team, at least for the last node, which was the more difficult one, which is going to appeal to a certain type of player, but in theory, what I want to show is like the kill order, how to approach nodes, what you want to look for in doing your team, but I didn't want to just mirror what Remenex showed. So we're going to do a different kind of team, and you can extrapolate that knowledge for kill order and, you know, wave setup with your team, which is going to be probably Web Warriors with Squirrel. But let's get into it, and we'll start with node 4, obviously. And before we jump into that, I'm going to show the team, some T4s and ISO 8, and we'll talk some key concepts. So it's better to play the RNG game on the first wave, not the second and the third wave. Slows are a killer here, and Phoenix needs to die early. We'll talk about why. So first of all, here's our team with our T4s and ISO 8 selection. So I basically said I'm just going to keep what I do in the raids. So Scarlet Spider, we got his ultimate and his passive done. He is a raider, just like in the raid. We got Ghost Spider with her special, ultimate, and passive. She's also a raider like in the raid. Miles, we got just his ultimate done. He's got a lot of better ones for the raid as well, but we got him as a striker. Squirrel Girl, we have just the special and passive. We got her as a healer. That's pretty big. Makes that heal hit for a lot more. And then Spider-Man, we got the special and the passive. And he's a raider, just like in the raid. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now you notice my team is very big at 956k, and at this point I'm actually going to hide so we can see the information. So we want to control the Groot, Phoenix, and Colossus. This is also a pseudo kill order, but it's most important to just control them. We open up by attacking the Bishop, and what that does is open up the Phoenix to get the special here from Ghost Spider, and then Miles is going to come in with the assist and drop her taunt as well, opening us up to Groot. I know super counterintuitive to go for Groot here, but because he gives slows when he gets hit, we really don't want him to be up going into the next wave, and we don't want to have any slows on ourselves. So the sooner we get him down, the sooner we can drop those slows and go from there. Now, luckily our Web Warriors do a lot of dodging here, so we're going to avoid some of the slows on the first wave here. And this is why I say it's better to play the RNG game now. We take the Groot out. We played the RNG game. We had a couple slows. We can get rid of them here. We can put offense down. We'll save that offense down for the next wave, though, because that is a big controlling effect. And now what I'd really like to do is I'd like to get rid of this Phoenix before the next wave drops in, which doesn't look like it's going to happen here, but that's okay. And the reason we want to do that is because we don't want to drop even Dark Phoenix. We don't want to drop her from 100% in green to 50% in yellow when Colossus comes, because then we're going to get stuck behind a taunt, which does look like is the case here. And so another thing we want to do is we want to save either Ghost Spider Ultimate, spreading a bunch of nasty debuffs, or Squirrel Girl Ultimate to start either wave, but we don't want to double up on those. We want to use one at a time. So we got a big heal here we might as well use, saving our Ghost Spider. And then we have a little bit of a chance here on Colossus. You notice I did not use the Miles Ultimate turn 1. I saved it for this Colossus. I'll need that Disrupt on him so we don't get stuck behind his taunt. Even when he goes to renew his taunt and all his buffs here, he's obviously not going to do that. So now we're in the last wave, and honestly, with both Cersei's up, it's kind of just playing the dodge game. We can get that offense down, and that'll stick until one of them uses their ultimate. And then from there, we just want to take out the people that do damage. I really like taking out Nico, since her ultimate hits unavoidably, and Anti-Venom, since he'll put immunity out there. And they're super squishy, so it's easy to take them out. And yes, very important to note that you can control these Cersei's with ability block. It is the interaction with Cersei and Icarus that stops the ability block from affecting Eternals, pretty much. So, yeah, this is pretty easy. Once we get to that last node, or last wave rather, you saw I had a slow, and then I had Ghost Spider and Scarlet Spider had all those ultimates up, and it really trivialized this last part of the node. And we're just playing cleanup now. Squirrel will take some big damage, but this is what Squirrel Girl strives on. Backing down and then bringing herself all the way back up. What made her super useful in Scourge, what makes her super useful in here. And honestly, I'm looking at her for the Doom 3 raid right now. I have some ideas basically around the team that I'm going to show in the next part of this video, and I think it might be pretty cool for the raid. So I do some more testing on that before I unleash that, though. And we're just cleaning up now. They do have a lot of life, and once we're not using cooldowns, our web warriors don't do too much damage, but they survive great. And I'm actually going to back out here because I don't want to use up my last charge. And here's our key concepts for difficulty 5. We're not going to be shy using the Squirrel Girl heal here. We're basically going to have it up every turn. We want to enter waves 2 and 3 with controlling abilities ready. And She-Hulk slaps. We don't want to let her get off. So let's look at the team that I'm going to show using. And again, this team will not appeal to everybody. It is a very endgame / veteran player team. So if you're looking for something more recent, please check out Reminex. But in this video, you can see a solid kill order and some concepts that you can use. So for Phyla-Vell, we want everything but the special. But if you were here for the Infinity Watch era, you probably have that special done. We want her as a striker. She's going to be the only striker on the team. Miss Marvel, just the ultimate, though it is pretty important. We want her as a skirmisher. Jessica Jones, we want the special, just a special. Skirmisher as well, though you can make her raider if you want. Squirrel Girl, same as before, special and passive. We want her as a healer. Symbiote Spider-Man, everything but the special, but you probably have that done if you were here for that and the Infinity Watch saga. And we want him as a skirmisher, though you could also make an argument for raider or even striker with him, considering we have the Miss Marvel on here. Now, what I liked about this team is just the insane battery, and these characters I just kind of had built up. We needed A-Force and Young Avengers for the last Scourge event, though I guess A-Force was kind of oversold. And then Symbiote Spider-Man and Phyla-Vell I just had lying around the corner. And they made a better, easier clear for this node than the full Web Warrior team, which required a little bit more RNG. So there is RNG here, but it's a lot less, so we get to just basically spam these heals every time it's up. It has such a low cooldown, so don't be afraid to use it to simply remove debuffs like offense down. So we get some more energy out there now. You see Squirrel Girl just gets more energy and more energy. We'll ult here as well. She actually didn't get energy there, which was a little surprising. But after this opening barrage, especially from She-Hulk and Spider-Woman, the damage is so low from this wave that you can kind of take your time on it. Yes, we definitely want to save the Symbiote Spider-Man ultimate for the next wave. There's a chance you can have it up both times, but why risk it? Just save it. And then here comes Phyla-Vell. She just does insane damage. She used to have the highest damage stat in the game for a reason. So she just completely obliterates that tank before She-Hulk gets to do anything. And now you see we have all our cooldowns up, but there's no reason to use it right now. There's 0 threats on the field. I guess that's only partially true. Spider-Woman is a threat in the fact that she does give that defense down, which can lead to some unfortunate giving. But fortunately for us, this is kind of like Scourge, where we can just back out, reset it to our heart's content until we get the exact RNG we want. Speaking of which, now that this wave is in, we want to control it as fast as possible. I could use the ultimate there for offense down, but I might as well just heal, get all those slows off my characters. Because once Symbiote Spider-Man comes in, he's just going to slow this entire wave. They've all taken their turns. They're slow characters as is, and now they're completely controlled. And we just start energy battering ourselves all the way back up again. And yes, we want to take out that Spider-Woman just so that she can no longer put defense down on us, especially if she's about to use that defense down on us into a Thor ultimate. That'd be pretty bad. Here comes some more energy. It's just insane the amount of energy you get here. I think my Symbiote Spider-Man ult is going to be back up already, which is just nuts. One turn away. It's absolutely incredible. Another heal. Everyone's back to full life. And I will note, this Thor doesn't gain charges when you hit Asgard, which is very good for us. But even though he doesn't get the charges, we don't want to let him get his second turn, or even his first turn. He just does an incredible amount of damage, so the faster we can get him down, the better. So Symbiote Spider-Man does have his ultimate up. Unfortunately, he just took his turn when this wave dropped in. Otherwise, I'd want to Symbiote Spider-Man ults the Taskmaster. He's kind of our only somewhat threat in this wave, just with the blinds and the setting up of damage for Electro to pop into it. So the sooner we can get him controlled, the better, which we do manage to do before he gets to do anything, and then, well, then that's it. What I will say, though, is you saw that electro damage right there. If she gets her special onto somebody who has a lot of buffs, that person will die. But fortunately, we just have so much control. With the offense down coming from Phyla-Vell, we can kind of mitigate a lot of that damage too. And just the amount of chain damage we have here with basically infinite cooldowns, it's pretty impressive. So that's how I handled this node. Again, you can use Remnix's team, but just kind of take the key concepts. Take care of She-Hulk in that first wave. She's your only real threat. If you carry her into the next wave, it's going to be a hard time. And then as new waves drop in, control them with a slow, probably from OG Spider-Man. 2-turn slow all over the place would be fantastic there. But yeah, guys, I'm back. That's what I have for the Bio Challenge. We're going to have the Mutant Challenge coming next, I believe. And I'm hoping to have all these out by Saturday, so hopefully you can get the 3 stars done on these. And in the meantime, I'm also going to release some raid content. Not what you guys are hoping for, but like an update on what's going on with some things that I've learned along the way. But we're going to have a more kind of like this, in-depth, some nice graphics and everything going along with it. Once we hit 3.4, which we are going to be doing Doom 3.4 by the end of this week, so I should have content on that coming out by the end of next week. So, I hope this video finds you happy, healthy, and having fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.